Hello, guys. So since last week, we started a journey together with what is written, together with the story in the scroll. We are also going through a journey, going out of Egypt, but going out of the prison of the physicality. I'll explain. Before that, I want you to ask yourself this question. What is your prison? Means in which way you believe in logic, in your five senses, in a certain person, in money, in information, in which way you depend on information, or you depend on your children, or depend on your parents, or depend on the bank or the loan or something in your life. The doctor, the information from the doctor. Check with yourself. What are you depending on, and what do you believe in this physicality? Be honest with yourself, it's only for you. So, as I said, all this journey that we are going through since last week for 7 weeks, we want to go out of exile. We want to detach from the prison of our five senses, of logic, of the things we depend on, the things we need in our life. Before we dive into the understanding of today, of this week, I want to read from the Zohar. I'm reading portion Va'era and in verse 22. תחזי, יתגוונין דמתחזיין ויתגוונין דלה מתחזיין, ואילן אינון רזאי לאה, דמהמנותה ובני נשה לה ידעין לי, ולה מסתכלין בי ואילן דמתחזיין, לה זכה בהו ברנש, עד דעתו אבהן וקיימו עליהו, ועל דה כתיב וארה, דחמו אינון גוונין דהתגליין. The whole work that we're going to do this week is switching from the prison of our five senses and logic to the realm of true freedom and endless blessings. The real truth, the logic, the spiritual logic behind all the chaotic illusion that we are experiencing. So we started with asking the question of what is our prison and what is our dependency? What are we believing on that is based on our five senses and logic? And the whole idea is really learning how do we go out of this, what we call exile. It starts with the understanding, and again, I'm basing everything I'm sharing with you from the videos of Michael Berg on Kabbalah.com. So I'm really suggesting and welcoming you to register, to join Kabbalah.com and enjoy. There's much more material today that is translated to Italian and that you can enjoy, translated to different languages, but for those of you that needs to the translation in Italian. So I really recommend join it, start to enjoy the material that is already subtitled or translated. Okay. So what is exile? What is the meaning of exile? And what we learn from the Kabbalist is that exile, called galut, okay, comes from the word gilui, the things that we see, the things that are exposed. What is exposed? What is obvious? Yes, the things that are obvious. What is obvious? Everything that is logic, everything that we see, we hear, and every day. So here we already understand the moment that I find myself most of the day believing to my five senses, believing to my logic, I'm in exile. Very simple. So we don't want to stay there. So the first step is to understand where we are. Very good. Now, we want to understand how we get to what we call redemption, right? What is redemption? Is geula, means everything that is not exposed, everything that is hidden behind the exposed situation. So, how do we see those things? How can we expose the non-seeing reality, the non-seeing truth from exile, from everything that is so obvious to us? And why should we do that? Why should, let's stay in this realm of physicality. It's good, that's happening, so I believe, and then there is the other chapter, and then this, there is development in that, and then I'm afraid from something. Life has all kind of situation that we are living on. Why not just to go with what life gives me? Why should I learn to tap into a realm that is hidden in this reality? Why do I need to do this effort? Why not just to live life as is? We want to be able really to enjoy our life. And in order for us really to enjoy, we have to be tuned with things that are happening. It means I want to be in the right place in the right time. I want to meet the right people. I want to make the right deals, right? Why? Because doing those things will allow me to enjoy life. If I'll be in the right time, in the right moment, in the right place, in the right time, I can enjoy the right thing that happened in that moment, right? And if I'll do the right deal, I'm gonna enjoy that. So more we are tuned with the universe, more joy and happiness we can feel, we can experience, right? Beautiful. So we want to learn how to be on that frequency. This frequency happens all the time. That calls the voice of the light. The voice of the light it's like a channel, a radio channel, yes? It's always there. The question is, am I going to put myself on that channel or not? And that's what happened. If we take just an example from the story, it happened with Abraham, it happened with the Israelites on Mount Sinai. The light shouted to everybody. Yes, if it is in the time of Abraham, he told everybody, go out of your exile, go out of physicality, look up, look upper or deeper than what you see with your five senses. The only one that captured that frequency was Abraham. Also in the time of Mount Sinai, yes? The light is telling everybody, look, we can tap into immortality, all the senses together. There is a power that is higher than all the separated senses and experiencing. But the only people that actually heard it was the Israelites. Why? Something happened in their consciousness at that given time that they tap into the frequency of the voice of the light of the Creator. Beautiful. So what is left for us to do is tap into the frequency of the light of the Creator so we can hear his voice and can hear his guidelines. When with whatever we need, everything, we want to be guided all the time by the light of the Creator. To be able to hear him, I need to tap into his frequency, right? Amazing. So the only thing that is left for us to do is to learn, how do I change frequency? So here, Michael Berg is clearing our eyes and saying, in order for us to tap into the frequency of the light, to hear really always the voice, constantly or more and more the voice of the light and the guidelines of the light, it depends on my behavior. There are two types of behavior. It could be external, okay? So just before I'm saying this, I think I wanted to ask you one more question. One more question is, Yes, it's like the voice, right? So if you look back to your day, okay, or yesterday, how did you function? What voices guided you through the day? Voice of fear, voice of other people, voice of your soul. Maybe you listen to yourself, amazing. Voices of I'm expected to do so and so, so I need to reach that degree or that work or that job or that partner. Okay, what type of voices guided me through the day? So that is the second question. The first one was prison, right, and dependency, and now is what voice is guiding me. And now we get to the third one, which is right, how can we change frequency? What allows us to change frequency? So there are two extremities. One behavior is the internal work and exterior work. The exterior work is when we are acting loudly, want to be seen, want to be accepted, want to be heard, want to be felt, yes? Or when we're doing things according to what other people believe that we should do, or people expect me to do certain things, or I'm already, I reached a certain degree. I cannot change job now. What people will say, okay? So all kind of actions and decisions that really are based on the surrounding, based on the exterior part. When we are working in an exterior way, what happened? We are tuning into the exterior energy, to the exterior voice, to the galut, to the exterior aspect, to all the aspects that are seen and obvious. But when a person is working really from his deep soul, is really an interior person, when he's making his choices, also when it's hard, he follows his heart truly. He follows what is the right thing to do at that moment, not depending on what people think about me or what I'm expected to do. I'm doing it because it's the right thing for me. With saying this, I really think about Rav Berg and Karen Berg, how, and you can find it in Two Unlikely People, really seeing to see their journey, how they started the teaching of Kabbalah. If they would follow what people think about me, this whole teaching won't be exposed around, and we won't know all those secrets. So think about all the secrets that all the values that you have inside of you that needs to be shared to the world, and you're not doing it because it's not expected, it's not okay, what people will say, what my parents will say, what my children will say. You keep on following other voices than the voice of the soul or the voice of the light that guides us. Okay, so we said the interior voice or the exterior, the interior behaving or the exterior behaving. And also here, the third question, where do you find yourself? You find yourself most of the time, or in which situation you find yourself more exterior, or in which situation you find yourself more interior. And the whole idea is to become more and more interior. What happens by that? More I train myself to be to do an interior work, what happened? I am tapping more and more into the frequency of the voice of the light. When the message will come, I will manage to capture it. Yes, I will not miss it. All right. So that's why I want to pay attention to be more and more interior at my work, so I can shift every time to the frequency of the light. And when is needed, I will hear, I will see the guidelines, the guided power that will show me where to go, with whom to deal something, what to say, where to be really guided by the soul, be guided by the voice of the light. So go through the questions on your own, and maybe twice. And I wish you a great week, always guided by the voice of the light.